I'm Dan, and this is Jenna, and we're parents to baby Shane Michael Haley.
When we first found out we were pregnant, we were both excited, thinking about all the things that we can do with our son or daughter, and I was anxious to go out and get clothes and everything, and he just told me to relax until, we at least found out if we were having a boy or girl. At 13 weeks, we went to see the doctor, and we went to the ultrasound room. We saw the baby moving on the screen, and the doctor had said that they wanted to get better pictures, so they did an internal ultrasound. The doctor just said there was something wrong with your baby, and me and my mom were really upset because we weren't really sure what could be wrong. We just saw the baby moving on the screen. So the doctor took us in the back and just wrote down anencephaly on a piece of paper and said that usually babies with anencephaly are born without part of the brain and skull, and that there was no survival rate. So my mom kind of looked at her and said, there's nothing that you can do, and they said, I'm sorry, that there isn't anything. Usually they die in utero, and if they do survive the birth process, they don't live for long.
So she gave me a call because I wasn't there, and she just told me that there was something wrong, something she had to tell me. So initially I figured that it was a miscarriage, honestly. I could just hear the panic in her voice. So that was probably the longest 20-minute wait of my life, just waiting for her to pull up with the car. And when she pulled up, I got in the car, and I could see that she had been bawling her eyes out. She was crying. And she handed me the ultrasound pictures and just said, that's our baby. He has anencephaly, and he's not going to make it.
When we first got the diagnosis of anencephaly, the doctor had just told us the norm for everyone was to end the pregnancy. So when we first found that out, we weren't really sure what to do. We kind of felt lost because they didn't give us any real guidance towards what the next step for us would be. The only thing that she had told us was I wouldn't look this up on the internet. And we kind of felt scared, and I told him that's what the doctor had told us. And it was kind of heartbreaking for us until we stumbled across anencephaly.info, which is a support group. And that was comforting to us, and that was really the basis of how we worked through the whole entire pregnancy, was relying on those parents because of that one website. I think that the doctors say it to let you know that, this is a reality that the babies do pass, but I don't think they really understand the patients, because we knew from the moment that we knew that we were pregnant that was our son or daughter, and that we loved them no matter what. So for a doctor to kind of give you that news and kind of demean your child, it was upsetting, to say the least.
We knew from the moment that we were pregnant that we were going to have this baby, and the anencephaly didn't change any of that.
We felt like we were parents, so we were just going to take care of our child no matter what.
And as his father, I wanted to find a way to create more of a bond with him, or to show that how much I cared about him. I feel like mothers get that instant bond, and a father is more so when the baby's born and you hold him for the first time, your son or daughter. That's where the connection really happens. And knowing that he did have a life-limiting diagnosis, it was something that was very important to me to do my part while Jenna was carrying him. So I decided to come up with a bucket list of places to take him while he was in Jenna's womb, very much alive in Jenna's womb. And we sat down that night, about 2 days after the diagnosis, and wrote down as many places we could think about that we would want to take him. Like any parent would want to take their child when they're born. But we were going to do it while he was with Jenna in the womb, and it gave us something to look forward to every weekend, for how terrible that news was and how shocking it was and how sad we were. The bucket list was really our saving grace in terms of just giving us something to look forward to do as a family, and to really get us through some of those hard and difficult months. When we created the bucket list, some of the most important places we thought about, one was New York City. Being from the Northeast United States, New York City is such a famous city, and it's just such a famous place with so many landmarks, and we felt it would be important to go as a family and to have pictures at the top of the Empire State Building, and to hold hands and walk through Central Park and feel Shane's kicks while you're sitting on a bench. Just how special that was. We're both big sports fans, so the Philly sports scene. We had Shane rocking at the Flyers games, and the zoo. We love the Philadelphia Zoo, the first zoo in America. She was a trooper. I was tired as it was, but she's carrying a huge belly, having to walk all these places, and but we had a really special time, and just memories we can look back on that we can laugh about, and just, like I said, really get us through some of our difficult times.
I think that being able to create a bond during pregnancy, when you know that your child has a life-limiting condition, was something that helped us down the road. Even today, over a year after he passed, we have a lot of good memories to look at and family photos, and just thinking ahead in the future when we decide to give Shane a brother or sister, being able to take them to the same spots, everything holds such a bigger meaning to it when you go to those places, and you can say that, we took your brother here when he was with us and things like that, because we always talk about how important it is to let them know that they have a brother. The media contacted us, I guess, a couple weeks after we started doing the bucket list and the Facebook page. So she had contacted us over the phone. We just gave a quick interview about the places that we were planning to go to and why we were doing this. And
well, after this story was released on our local station, all the other news stations in the country kind of picked up on it and saw the attention it was getting, and then they shared it, and that's kind of when things really took off media-wise, and that's kind of when the whole page really, I guess you could say, went viral, and we picked up a lot of followers.
So we had a lot of people on the page that we had no idea who they were, that were interested in following our adventures, and it was overwhelming at first, but looking back on it, very comforting. Shane was born at 2:25 a.m. And as soon as he was born, he had eyes wide open looking at us, and the hospice nurse, I remember, just making sure to hold him up for me to show me him, and taking photos for us and doing all that they could to get every memory. And then Dan got to hold Shane. I don't think I gave Shane up very much, but
well, after Shane was born, and then I finally got to hold him for the first time after Jenna finally gave him up. Just pride, I think, as a father, just holding your son and looking into his eyes, and I thought he looked a lot like his mom, and pull him up to my chest and just feel like you're protecting him and let him know that you love him. And never really even crossed my mind that I didn't let that, at that moment, that fear of losing him or the pain of what we've been going through, that wasn't crossing my mind. It was just the love we felt in that room at that moment just overpowered any worry, any fear. Really never entered my mind, and just there was so much love in that room at that moment that just having Shane with us, that's all we could think about, and just how happy we were to have him. We had held him for almost 4 hours, and he was in somebody's arms the entire time, whether it was Jenna's arms or my arms or the nurses cuddling him and coddling him. There was no pain, no suffering. He just was very calm. He let a cute baby cry, and then Jenna and I had a few special hours with him just by ourselves, and he was resting on Jenna's chest, very calm, breathing softly. We were telling him how much we loved him, and we read to him, and we made some memories with him, and then I just remember Jenna holding him, and it's as if he went to sleep, and he just was very calm and quiet. And we decided, just to have a nurse come in and check his heartbeat, and he said, "I'm sorry, your baby passed away." And it was almost just it was a very peaceful moment. Like you say, in the 4 hours that he was here, the impact that's still being felt from Shane is something that I could never imagine doing in my entire lifetime, and I don't think many of us could ever imagine doing in our entire lifetimes. And it's a testament to the value of life, that a baby who lived for 4 hours can leave this mark on the world and leave this imprint and create this community of hope and faith, and bring so many people from so many parts of the world together. That Facebook page where you're receiving messages constantly from people in all parts of the globe, over 50 countries, for a baby to live for 4 hours. It's a testament to the value of life, and a testament that doctors don't always have the answers, and that they should definitely leave all options to the parents and leave more avenues for the parents to find out, where they want to go with their pregnancy.
It's amazing to see that 4 hours on this earth, he created a community of support for parents. Doctors told us that, he wouldn't be able to do anything, and he's changed the world.